the night Super Cena died.
It was November of 2008 and Survivor Series was live from Boston, Massachusetts, and at this point John Cena had been the face of the company for over 3 years. As the matches added up, as the opponents got bigger and better, as the odds got bigger than ever, Cena always came through. We had seen Cena go from the word life rapper who was slapping Stephanie McMahon's ass, dissing everyone in sight, to becoming the franchise. But as the years went on and on, there was one more transformation that Cena was about to hit. The WWE had just went PG and they needed the face of the company to step up. They needed someone to wear colorful clothing. They needed someone to tell kids to never give up. They needed someone who's always going to fight the good fight. They needed someone who would...
It is not funny that he said like Super Cena, Superman. However, we have him as the peacemaker nowadays. So yeah.
Always overcome the odds and win. They needed their very own Superman. And yo, at Survivor Series 2008, John Cena made his return to the WWE after 4 months off, after almost breaking his neck. Just 4 months later, Cena was back and now nobody was safe. In the main event of the show, one-on-one against Chris Jericho, who was having the run of his life, Cena walked in there and in his first match back became the World Heavyweight Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, on that very night, Super Cena was officially born. See, yo, before this, Cena was definitely pretty super. He was winning a lot. But after Survivor Series 2008, this was on another level. Once Cena reached this form, it was done. It didn't matter what the odds were. It didn't matter if his opponent was gonna try to kill him. It didn't matter if he was up against 1 man, 2 men, 3 men, everyone and their mom. It didn't matter. Cena was going to win. Super Cena became such a popular term that is defined in the Urban Dictionary as WWE superstar John Cena's alter ego of sorts.
Oh my god, there's actually a whole definition. Super Cena, the superstar John Cena's alter ego of sorts. When John Cena gets the hell beat out of him during a match, in ways by all means a normal human being would be in a coma, he forms into Super Cena, in which he gets pumped up and is invincible to pain and then hits the dreaded 5 moves of doom, which is apparently more powerful than getting hit with any foreign object. Reminds me of Hulk hulking up, literally. Getting so mad to the point when he turns completely green, you run away.
And yo, it was all facts, because from then on out, yo, it didn't matter the occasion. He was literally Superman. Even when he did lose, it took like 5 finishers for that to happen in the first place. Big Show and Edge at WrestleMania, yo, it doesn't matter. Cena puts them on his shoulders like it's nothing. I Quit match against Randy Orton. The man basically got tortured for 15 minutes straight. But nah, Cena wins. It was as if he had an infinite health cheat activated. Remember when Nexus pulled up the bunch of rookies who took over Raw and were positioned as the biggest threats the WWE had seen in a long time? Nexus was supposed to be huge, and they were so wild that in a match they DDT'd John Cena on concrete and it looked like Cena was dead. And you would think after getting DDT'd on concrete and it being 2-on-1 that Nexus, who just debuted, was going to win, right? They had to. How can Cena survive this? Yo, once the powers were activated, there's no turning back. Fans just began to expect it at this point. It became a meme. The whole Cena wins LOL was born.
Really
Yeah, Cena still lost every now and then, but 90% of the time Super Cena was in full effect. He could get beat to the brink of death. But all it took was that comeback. From 2009 and onwards, this was a story of Cena. Cena wins, LOL. Didn't matter the situation, and even if he did lose, he was going out swinging, and it would take an army or a bunch of shenanigans for him to lose. Royal Rumbles, you get thrown out, you get thrown out. Rey Mysterio becomes champion after Punk leaves. Sorry, Rey, you already know what time it is. One of the wildest ones of all time was in 2012 when Brock Lesnar had just come back from the UFC. Cena had just lost to The Rock at WrestleMania and now was fighting a former UFC champion, Brock Lesnar. Cena was going to get clapped. This was like one of those guarantees where it's like, yeah, no way Cena is going to win this. And Brock Lesnar whooped his ass like Cena was his son. Even though it was the PG era, he made Superman bleed and destroyed him, and it was one of the most badass performances of all time. Cena was left in a puddle of his own blood. What a comeback for Brock Lesnar. Came back like a badass. He's going to be a huge star. He's going to take over. But nah, Super Cena, like it's Easter, rolls from the ashes and hits him with an AA, and boom, 1, 2, 3, Cena wins, LOL. In Brock Lesnar's first match back from the UFC, John Cena almost dies and uses self-revive, comes back, and wins. It just went on and on. Mark Henry cuts one of the greatest promos of all time. Next pay-per-view, Cena wins. Or how about when Cena came back from elbow surgery, wins the world title in his first match back, and then Damien Sandow cashes in the Money in the Bank, destroys the same elbow for a good 5 minutes, leaves Cena basically crying, but Cena wins, lol.
Yeah,
Yo,
the
what
cash in
the
is a
I think you get the
failure.
point. Super Cena was rampant from '09 and onwards, and yes, he was a top face of the company and he's supposed to win most of the time, but some of these things just didn't make any sense. Now, there were two sides to how Super Cena was perceived. The older fans hated this, memes were created, angry Facebook
That's
groups
nice
were
to
made,
have
and it's
there
safe to
to
say
be.
that a lot of people hated Super Cena.
Okay.
They were so tired of this every month, just the same old thing, overcoming the odds when there was no need to overcome the odds, which
Yeah.
makes sense, I get it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, there are also kids who absolutely loved it.
Loved it.
There were kids whose first introduction to John Cena wasn't the rapper, it wasn't even 06, 07 John Cena. Their first introduction was this
Super
Barney looking
Cena.
head ass. The only Cena they knew was Super Cena, and this was their guy. Yo, they loved it. This is what they were used to because they had their favorite. They had John Cena, and just like comic books and cartoons and movies, they had their superhero, and they
Win
knew their superhero
always.
would always win, always
Yep.
prevail. And as a kid, to be honest, what more do you really want? That was the whole point. The WWE went PG and they wanted kids to obsess over Cena, and they did. They didn't care about booking and what's right and what's wrong. They were just happy Cena won. And it makes sense because when you were a kid, you wanted the exact same thing. And for a good
Yeah.
5 years, and you could argue more, that's exactly what they got.
What you did. Okay. Does it finish here? No.
Fast forward to 2014,
Ah,
Super
there's
Cena
more.
was still in the cut, and Daniel Bryan was forced to give up the world title because of an injury, and the result was the title was going to be up for grabs at the Money
You
in the
put
Bank
Cena there,
pay-per-view,
the-
and by now everyone knew that Cena was going to win the
Yeah.
match. It was 2014 and there were no signs of Super Cena dying yet, and now
Yep.
it was clear what the WWE wanted to do for SummerSlam 2014. They wanted a big match, they wanted the biggest fight of the summer, so it was booked. Brock Lesnar versus John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship.
You guys like seeing this with Brock Lesnar? Like, I know if when I watch like a lot of Cena's like documentaries and stuff on learning about him, and not a lot. Let's be honest, there's plenty more that I don't know. But I know that one of his opponents was Randy Orton in a lot of cases, as well as Brock Lesnar. And now I'm questioning his 2025 return and last time of him being an actual competitor in WWE. Do you think his next opponent or his biggest opponent as well, maybe in WrestleMania, will be Randy Orton or Brock Lesnar? Because I don't see anyone else. I literally can't see anyone else. But let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm missing something.
SummerSlam 2014. Over 2 years after Cena used his powers and got the win, they were running it back, but now Lesnar was finally being positioned how he should have been since he came back. Now he had beaten CM Punk, he had destroyed the Big Show, and he ended the streak at WrestleMania, and John Cena was next. You had Brock Lesnar absolutely tweaking, and Cena was next on the hit list, and Brock Lesnar should absolutely win the match. And on the other side, as history showed, the WWE was never too shy to pull the Cena wins card. It was going to be a huge match, it was going to be a fight. There was a lot of hype going into the show. You had Brock Lesnar cutting promos saying, "I'm going to rip Cena limb from limb." Heyman was saying Cena is in for the beating of a lifetime, that he's going to be hurt, victimized, and conquered. And then you had Brock Lesnar drop this iconic line, "I'm going to leave him in a puddle of blood, urine, and vomit." They were telling us, yo, Cena was basically going to
PG,
die.
brother,
They
did
were
you
telling us
forget?
that fun and games were over. Don't expect Cena to pull this one out of his ass again, because now
Is this
Brock
when he
Lesnar is
dies?
here and he is going to end John Cena. Mostly everyone knew that Cena was going to lose and Brock was walking out champion, and that's what all the older fans wanted. All the internet fans were so happy that Super Cena was going to lose, and even though they knew it wasn't going to be easy, Cena was going to go to the end and hit a bunch of finishers and make it close, the internet fans were just excited to see Cena lose. But the kids, well, somebody think of the damn children. Yo, they were praying, they were hoping that
children.
Cena pulls through. I remember my little cousin who
Not
was like
anymore.
7
We're all
at the
going
time. He was
on
literally
Netflix,
asking
so
like,
bye-bye,
"Pav,
kids."
do you think there's any way Cena can win?" They knew it was going to be a tough night out, but the thing is they were used to this. They knew that Cena could be anyone at any time. It didn't matter. And even though it was going to be hard and it was going to be a tough night out, but just like every tough night out for the past 5+ years, they knew that Cena was somehow going to find a way to win, or at worst, he was going to go down swinging. And it was written, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam 2014 for the World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar came out first and got a pretty big pop, and it felt like 70% of the arena was cheering for Lesnar. So then
70%,
Cena's music
okay.
hit and the boos rained down, except for 30% of the kids in the arena who were there for their Ronald McDonald. Cena came out with 2 belts, never give up, but there were no smiles, no talking, because he knew it was time for some beef. And I vividly remember this. It was such a big match feel. There was so much excitement when these two icons were in the ring. We wanted to see a banger. We wanted an epic match.
Icons.
And if anyone can give us that, it was these two.
Yeah.
We knew what they did last time. We wanted to see blood. We wanted to see action. Their crowd was amped. There were signs everywhere. Chants were in the air. The bell rings. And fam, the rest is history.
What do you mean?
Cena rushes Lesnar and they brawl. It's like, yo, let's go. This is gonna be a brawl. This is gonna be a fight. It's gonna be crazy. 30 seconds later, boom. F5. 1, 2, no. What? Wait, what? 30 seconds into the match, Brock Lesnar already hit him with the F5 and he is smiling and he is laughing. And ladies and gentlemen, from there on now, it was time. Lesnar goes up to Cena. He yells, "I'll kill you." And then he proceeds to actually kill him. He suplexes him, drops him on his head, and the fans are going crazy. They're rabid. They love this. Cena sucks. Cena sucks. Well, Lesnar's casually killing him in the ring. But yo, he just keeps going and going. He picks him up and another one and another one. He's just suplexing him a bunch of times, just dropping on his head. And the more suplexes, the crowd just slowly gets quieter and quieter. Yeah, Cena fights back, but it doesn't matter. Before you know it, there have been 8 suplexes. And I swear to God, it looked like Cena had all the concussions, he had all the head trauma. I thought he was literally gonna pass out. But Cena fights back. Super Cena's back in the cut, right? He hits him with the AA. The only move he had done 10 minutes into the match. He hits him with a finisher. 1, 2, not today, John. Not today, Superman.
I was like, there's no way.
Even though Cena hit him with his finisher, Brock Lesnar gets up before Cena and he does it with the Undertaker sit-up, smiling and laughing in Cena's face. He gets up like nothing happens and ground and pound, suplexes and suplexes. The mother Canucker even hit him with the 3 amigos on Cena. And at the end, there were 16 suplexes to John Cena. It was total domination and all you hear is the crowd is dead. They're dead quiet except for one kid, just one kid screaming, "Let's go, Cena." It was like someone in denial saying it's okay, they'll pull through while like a loved one is dying from an illness in front of them. 15 minutes into the match, Cena had done one move and this kid was just begging and crying, "Let's go, Cena." Cena had ate 16 suplexes and he looked like he was drooling and he was out like a light. But then, out of nowhere, Cena on his last stand catches Lesnar lacking, grabs him in the STF. Maybe, just maybe, he will make Lesnar tap out. All the Cena kids are screaming, they're begging and hoping that maybe this turns it around. Maybe Super Cena can come clutch one more time. It would be perfect, right? What a way for Super Cena to win, surviving 16 suplexes. What a great ending. But nope, bro. Lesnar just turns on him, slaps him a few times, picks him up. F5.
Rest
1, 2, 3. Brock Lesnar squashes John Cena for 16 minutes and wins the championship. After 16 suplexes, that's 1 suplex every minute, 2 F5s, vicious ground and pound, Cena was left laying there dead, just like how Lesnar said he would. Grown men and women were tripping, the kids were crying, and just imagine how they were feeling. They just saw their hero die, not just lose. This wasn't a loss. Nah, man, he was like sacrificed. After years of overcoming the odds and always prevailing, or at the very least keeping it close, not today. It was something that we never thought we would see. We never ever could have imagined, and the older fans loved it. Anyone who at this point hated Cena, this was the greatest day of their life. This was like revenge and payback and sweet, sweet victory for all the Super Cena moments for the past 5+ years. This is what they were waiting for. But for the kids, bro, just the reaction from when I tweeted this out shows it. The kids screaming during the match shows it. This was the moment where kids who were trained to see their superhero come clutch every time finally get that one ending of the comic book or the movie where they're left in tears, and it wasn't even close. He got his ass beat and many kids were traumatized. And at the end, as soon as the match was over, the paramedics rushed in, no hesitation. He was laying there dead, and ladies and gentlemen, it was the night Super Cena died.
Ah, poor Super Cena.
After this match, John Cena was back in the ring. Of course, his career went on. He would win tons of matches, but he never overcame the odds like how he used. He would get eliminated in matches. He would lose to a debuting Kevin Owens and lose to AJ Styles. And yes, he would win his 16th title, but he was never the same. And it was for the best, because after SummerSlam 2014, this is when the fans came around on John Cena. This is when he slowly became beloved again, and yeah, the fans would still boo him and sing along to "Cena sucks," but it wasn't hate anymore. SummerSlam 2014 was truly the end of an era that brought so many kids and so many people so much joy,
Yeah.
but at the same time brought an era that annoyed so many people. This was the final stand, the final night, and whether you love Super Cena, whether you hated him, whether you were a kid, whether you're an adult, all of those years, all of those comebacks led to this moment being so much more impactful and just so much more shocking. What a
Yeah.
ride the Super Cena era truly was. But yeah, SummerSlam 2014 was the night that Super Cena died.
No.
What a time it was to be alive.
I think it was a good idea for them to like end this Super Cena. Like, the reason is because it's too predictable and only kids can fall for it over and over and over again because naivety, you know, and they're just wishes for the superhero to win all the time. They don't like sad endings, but I feel like it was the time for Super Cena to die in order for Cena to come back and start something new and something different. And he was on the rise, like he never stopped. He's a legend and he's coming back. So I definitely think it was the right move, what they have done and how they have done it. I do personally understand why everyone was booing him, and it wasn't the reason because they hated Cena. It's just that enough is enough. When you become too predictable and you do the same thing over and over and over again, like it becomes really boring. And that is something that WWE should really try their best not to do. A recent example, in my opinion, some people might hate me for this, it has nothing to do with Cena, but Drew McIntyre and CM Punk's rivalry, I love it and I love everything about it. However, the fact that Drew McIntyre has been screwed up by CM Punk over and over and over and over again in almost the same way makes me think, like, anything new, guys? Like, come on. I do understand now with the suspension of Drew McIntyre and everything that is happening that probably we are moving away from these screw-ups, but I would not like to see CM Punk screw up Drew McIntyre one more time. What I want to see next is actual match between them. I'm kind of over it. Is it just me? Like, I don't like when they drag it a lot. Unless they bring new elements and new things to it, and they are not really bringing... Actually, they do bring Seth Rollins into it. So who knows? Maybe they do have some good plans. I still hope for that. But that is it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Check out my Patreon, patreon.com/supportbunny for more WWE content. And yeah, have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye!